Good day and welcome to the channel. In this short video, we're going to unbox and review this, which is a Dell Latitude 5450. That's a new product. You haven't heard of it before, not a surprise. What's particularly interesting about this product is that it has the new Intel Core Ultra CPU in it. If you're not familiar with the Core Ultra, we'll put a link in the top right-hand corner. It takes you to a webpage that explains the core differences, pardon the pun, but the real difference, just as a highlight here, is that this has two neural processing units, not just one. And that means it can be put into systems that are called AI PCs. This will officially be an AI PC, or what Microsoft is calling a Copilot+PC. It also has two ultra low power cores. And you think, well, I already know about efficiency cores and performance cores. No, this is below efficiency cores. These are similar performance, but they're much smaller and they are much more efficient than even the efficiency cores. So that will really help extend things like battery life on a unit like this. And just a quick note before we actually get to it, this is an Ultra 5 125U. Now, if you're looking and thinking, what's an Ultra 5 versus an Ultra 7? Sure sounds like the old Core i5 versus Core i7, things like that. Yeah, well, i5, i7, i9 used to kind of mean something. Now it really doesn't. Look at the spec, ignore the number. The 5 and 7 and 9, they just don't mean much anymore. Just look at the spec. We bought the bottom end chip, which is the 125U, and the reason for that is, if you're in the U series, ultra low power units, which is this, meant for laptops, there's really very little difference in the actual performance spec that you get between the different ultra chips. So the bottom spec is awesome. And while we would pay a little bit more for the next spec up, it was about $200 to go up one grade of chip. Yeah, we're just not doing that. It just doesn't make sense to spend, 20% of the cost of the entire unit on a chip that is, 3% better. Now we're going to disassemble this. We're going to upgrade it. We have replacement memory because there's not enough memory in this. We also have a replacement SSD. We also have an external SSD. We're going to benchmark this. Let's get to unboxing it right now and show you what's in it. So the first thing to know is that there's nothing on the box. It doesn't tell you anything except on this side, you can see it's got a barcode which gives you the very basic spec. What's in the box? Well, there's the Dell documentation, which cleverly says recycle me, because of course you're going to need to. Then there's the quick manual, which just says plug it in. Thanks for the tip. And this is a 110 or 220 global power brick, but I'm in North America, so I'm given a North American plug. No ports on the front, no surprise. On the side, we've got a headphone jack. We have a USB 3.2 Generation 1 port, and this one has power share. We also have an HDMI 2.1 port, and if you look at the spec, you'll see that it says that it is a TMDS port, which makes it sound something official. All HDMI 2.1 is TDMS, so don't worry about that. That's for your Kensington lock if you want to lock it up, which most people don't. Along the back, we have the air intake, and that's the exhaust there, which is great. So if you have it sitting on your lap, it's not sucking any of your clothes. Here we have a very handy RJ45 jack. You may never use it, but boy, it sure is helpful if you do. There is another USB 3.2 Generation 1 jack, and then we get to the awesome stuff. That is two Thunderbolt 4.0 ports. So you can see they're USB Type-C. You can also call this USB 4 because they are USB 4 ports as well, and they do deliver power. And if you have a SIM card, you could pop it in there. Let's open it up. Let's look at the camera. All of the camera options are 1080p, but this one's special in that it's got infrared. You can tell it's got infrared because it's got the second camera over here. Also has two microphones, but what's really useful about this camera is that with the infrared, you can use Windows Hello, in other words, face recognition, to sign in or validate who you are. It's biometrics. Now, as far as the screen goes, all of these 14-inch are 1080p, which is 1080 dots from the top to the bottom, 1920 across, but there is an option for a touchscreen. This one isn't a touchscreen, even though I would have much preferred it, because I ordered it when the touchscreen wasn't available. So I just take what I can get, that's it. Usual trackpad, and of course the Intel Core Ultra logo. Very nice. Ignore the 5, doesn't mean anything. Let's pull it apart and we'll show you some of the insides. You don't need a specialized screwdriver to pull this apart. Any green handled or small Phillips, which is the star, will work. There used to be pry points on these laptops, but there aren't anymore, so you just have to use an old credit card to find something that sort of popped up a bit. I often find the corners are the best. There's one right there. Yeah. Okay, let's go over the spec now. The first thing is the Dell battery. Virtually all Dell batteries are now 3 cells. So 1 cell, 2 cells, 3 cells. However, they are not all the same. So for instance, in the Dell Latitude 5450, you have 4 options for the battery. There's a 42 watt and a 54 watt hour battery. And then there's an express charge and a non-express charge version of both of these. So I've got the larger battery without the super fast charging. Don't care, that's fine. Speakers, probably don't care. And here is the solid state drive. That's just a 2230, a little teeny 2230, so 22 millimeters by 30 millimeters. And that is not very big. However, what I'm going to put into this after we get it up and benchmarked is a 2280, the more traditional, but you just can't put it in. So I had to buy a smaller 2230, and that means I couldn't get the capacity I wanted. I could only get 2 terabyte. The user in question needs 4 terabyte. So I'm going to have to use the Thunderbolt for the extra. Wi-Fi, this is nice. This isn't just 6, it's Wi-Fi 6E. Wi-Fi 6E is about 50% faster than Wi-Fi 6, and it uses upper channels. In other words, there's less interference, or less likelihood of interference. Memory, the CPU in here supports up to 96 gig, but Dell claims that this laptop will only support 64 gig. My guess is it will support 96 gig. They just haven't tested it and haven't validated it. This is only DDR5 memory. You cannot put DDR4 in here. There is no version of the 5450 that supports DDR4. And if you're working with the new Intel Ultra chips like we are here, they share the memory, which means the video can really use that increased speed. This is your WWAN. If you have a cellular, you can use that. We're not, so that's not going to be helpful to us. Heat pipe, which goes to the CPU. This is what you're paying for in this laptop. This is an Intel Ultra 5 125U that clocks up to 4.3 gigahertz in turbo. It's got 12 cores and supports 14 threads, but it's actually a little better than that. What it's got is 2 performance cores, which means it can handle 4, performance threads, and it's also got 8 efficiency cores. But then there's an additional 2 cores, which is new to the Ultra line, which are the power efficient cores. So there's performance, efficiency, and power efficiency cores. And those power efficient cores are the ones that are going to do most of your day-to-day operations. They're roughly equivalent to an i5 from about 2016. Anyway, that's how you get to 14 threads and 12 cores. Also on this chip are 2 1.4 gigahertz NPUs, which are the neural processing units. According to Intel, these benchmark at about 132% faster when working with Adobe AI editing, so photo editing. Nice. And because it offloads the work from the CPU, you actually get 18% better, it will use 18% less electricity, which will help a lot with your battery life. As far as video goes, this does support having a GeForce RTX 2050, but this unit doesn't have it. This one, we're just using the built-in Intel video with 4 Iris Xe cores, which supports ray tracing. It supports 8K resolution. 8K, that's a lot of freaking pixels, people. And it hardware decodes almost everything. H.264, H.265, AV1, blah, blah, blah. You can put up to 4 displays on this thing, and also supports AI boost for OpenVINO, Windows Machine Language, DirectML, WebGPU, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we'll put a link in the top right-hand corner to show you all of the upgrades we're going to do, but we won't do them right now. We'll do them after we benchmark it just as it is, so you can see. Okay, so we're going to benchmark this thing, but to do that, we're going to patch it, update the BIOS, and remove any antivirus software. Specifically, we're going to turn off Windows Defender. That's a lot of patches and driver updates, including Dell firmware, which is the BIOS update. And there is the new category, neural processors. Intel AI boost, yay. All right, so the antivirus is off. and the machine is officially quiet. 0%, 6%, that's about as good as it gets. Let's run Nova or user benchmark first, then we'll run Nova Bench. As a desktop, it's a destroyer, but this is a laptop, which means it's even more impressive. So the benchmark scores aren't very good, and we're not really sure why that is, but we know that from reviewing other people that have been checking the Intel Core Ultra CPUs that there's some problems with the benchmarks because they're not taking into account the new neural processing units. They're having difficulty with that. So I'm not going to go over the numbers other than to say this is slightly less than the Dell 5440 that we reviewed, just a couple months ago and about a year ago before that. So I don't think that that's accurate. This machine feels very fast. So what do we think of this overall? Well, we like the Dell 5450. The form factor is ideal at 14 inches. The screen display is great. It's nice and crisp and bright. The build quality is excellent, like it always is with Dell. And the price was right, which is always an important part of this. We paid about $1,300 and change for this Canadian, so for easy math, call it $1,000 US. And we think once the benchmarks catch up to this technology, that this will show a significant improvement because the spec on paper looks stellar. And, one of the things we should have pointed out earlier is the little Copilot key. That's what you need to be an AI PC. Well, it's not the button that you need to be an AI PC. An AI PC requires the neural processing units that we discussed, but to be officially Copilot PC, you have to have the Copilot button. And there it is. So hey, if you found this video useful, please give us the big thumbs up, and subscribe, of course, is always appreciated. If you have any questions or concerns, you can get a hold of us directly at www.urtech.ca, that's www.urtech.ca, or you can leave a question or a comment below, and if we don't respond, somebody else will, because on YouTube, everybody's got an opinion. Thanks, and have a great day. Bye-bye.